If you're asked what a city stands on, you might say stone, soil, and concrete. But what if I told you there's a city in Europe that stands entirely on wooden pillars? Not just for a year or two, but for over 1,000 years. Even more surprisingly, this city has no roads. It may sound unbelievable, but it's true. While most cities in the world are built on solid ground, the foundation of Venice, Italy, lies beneath the water. That's why Venice is known as the world's only floating city. Not only that, Venice is also called the City of Canals, the Queen of the Adriatic, the Floating City, and the City of Love. In today's episode, we will explore many known and unknown facts about Venice. Venice is located in the Veneto region in northeastern Italy. The city is built within a shallow saltwater lagoon called the Venetian Lagoon along the northwestern coast of the Adriatic Sea. Interestingly, Venice is made up of around 118 small islands. That's why there are no traditional roads in the city. Instead, it is connected by numerous bridges and canals. There are no cars or bicycles here. Transportation is entirely by boat. Among them, the gondola is the most popular and iconic means of travel. The history of Venice is truly fascinating. Today's Venice stands as a remarkable symbol of human ingenuity and engineering. The city was born out of a unique struggle for survival during a time of crisis. The period was the 5th century, when the Roman Empire was nearing its collapse. Meanwhile, from the north, the Huns and the Lombards were launching devastating attacks on Italian cities. The land was no longer safe. As a result, people living near the coast began to take refuge on the small islands in the shallow waters of the Adriatic Sea. These refugees were mainly farmers, fishermen, and ordinary citizens. In their desperate attempt to survive, they built a new life in the middle of the water. Gradually, these islands came to be collectively known as Venetia, which is present-day Venice. In the islands, there were temporary wooden houses. Small settlements stood on wooden stilts. But over time, those simple shelters transformed into an extraordinary city, where canals replaced roads, boats replaced cars, and beneath the solid ground lie thousands of wooden piles that still support this city of water. Today, the city has more than 150 canals. Just as Venice had an unusual origin, its construction techniques are equally remarkable. The people of Venice understood that building heavy structures could be dangerous. So, they created lightweight yet durable buildings. Instead of cement, they used a special kind of lime mixture that wouldn't crack or collapse even if the ground shifted slightly. They also avoided constructing buildings taller than 3 stories. This planning proved successful very quickly. Following this method, settlements spread to nearby islands as well. To sustain the city built on water, thousands of wooden piles were driven deep into the muddy lagoon floor. These piles were mainly made from alder, oak, and larch wood. Surprisingly, due to the lack of oxygen underwater, these wooden piles never decayed. Instead, over time, they became even stronger, almost as hard as stone. On top of these wooden foundations, stone blocks were placed, and upon them gradually rose palaces, churches, bridges, markets, and homes for the people. In the early days, the people of Venice faced many challenges. One of the biggest was the shortage of fresh drinking water. Since they were surrounded by salty seawater, obtaining clean, drinkable water became a major problem. At first, water was brought by boat from the mainland, which was both expensive and extremely difficult. That's when Venetian engineers came up with an innovative and groundbreaking solution. They dug large pits or wells in different parts of the city. These wells were specially lined with clay so that water would not seep away. On top of that, layers of sand and stone were added. Rainwater was then directed into these wells through narrow pipes made of tiles. Gradually, as the water passed through layers of sand and stone, it became naturally filtered, clean, and suitable for drinking. The people of the city used this water for their daily needs. Surprisingly, around 600 such wells were built across Venice, an incredible engineering achievement for that time. However, another major problem still remained: waste management. In the beginning, waste was thrown directly into the canals from house windows, making the city unhealthy and foul-smelling. Once again, Venetian engineers proved their brilliance. They built narrow channels beneath each house where waste would accumulate. During high tide, seawater would flow in and wash the waste away. This natural, automatic system required no pumps or modern machinery. Thanks to this system, the city remained clean, hygienic, and relatively odor-free. As a result, even about 1,000 years ago, Venice had already become one of the most well-planned and advanced cities in the world. Over time, the city of water gradually transformed into a major center of trade. Between the 8th and 12th centuries, Venice became known as the most important trading port in the Mediterranean. Its location was also strategically ideal, situated between the Eastern Byzantine Empire and Western Europe. Taking advantage of this position, Venetian merchants began trading with India, Arab world, Africa, and even distant China. They brought spices, silk, gold, silver, and precious stones to Europe, turning the city into a wealthy maritime power. However, no empire lasts forever. Toward the end of the centuries, Venice's trade focus shifted toward the Atlantic. At that time, Spain and Portugal emerged as new trading powers. At the same time, the rise of the Ottoman Empire reduced Venice's dominance in the Mediterranean. Wars and economic losses gradually led to the decline of its glory. In 1797, French General Napoleon Bonaparte invaded Venice. The 1,000-year-old republic surrendered without a fight. After passing under French control, Venice eventually became part of the Kingdom of Italy in 1866. Today, Venice has a population of around 205,000 people, most of whom follow Christianity. The city's lifestyle, festivals, and social traditions are deeply influenced by Catholic culture. One of its most famous festivals is the Venice Carnival, held every year around February. This festival has been part of Venetian life for centuries. One of its main attractions is the use of masks. People wear colorful and golden masks and roam the streets. Initially, these masks were used to hide social class differences and allow people to enjoy freely. Over time, it became an international attraction for tourists and artists. During the festival, colorful costumes, dance, music, and boat parades create a magical atmosphere for visitors. Another important event is the Regatta Storica, a traditional boat race. Hundreds of decorated gondolas take part, representing Venice's rich maritime heritage. As we've learned, Venice is a city where canals replace roads and gondolas replace cars. This fairy tale city of Italy feels like a masterpiece crafted from water and stone. Even today, every building, bridge, and canal of Venice stands as a testament to the intelligence, skill, and strong-willed survival of people from 1,000 years ago. Even after nearly a millennium, the city's wooden foundations have endured in an astonishing way, becoming a unique example of stability and history. May Venice continue to stand as such a remarkable example on the world map. With that hope, we conclude today's episode of World. To discover more known and unknown facts from around the world, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.